All right, today we have Emmy-winning MLB Network analyst and NHL Network analyst Adnan Virk. He's also a podcaster and an author and a cinephile. Hi, Adnan. How are you?
Hi, Laura. Nice to see you again. Cole, good to see our annual catch up today. Laura, I know you're busy there at Port St. Lucie. You got to go run out and talk to Carlos Mendoza. So you'll let me and Cole nerd out on movies when we get to that point of the interview. But great to see you guys as always.
100%. I do have to ask you, how much did you help the Canadian curling national team compete?
So yeah, I don't know this full story beyond. I've been watching a lot of the Winter Olympics. I can discuss figure skating at length because Canada historically has been very good at figure skating, whether it's Elizabeth Manley, Kurt Browning, Elvis Stoiko. I'm aware of the U.S. getting screwed with the figure skating and the ice dance, which was insane. The U.S. team clearly should have won. Bates and whatever the other guy's name is, Chalk. Five of the judges voted for the Americans, three for the French, and then the fourth judge, who was French, gave it like an 18-point disparity, which was outrageous. I don't know how the Americans didn't win gold. But I profess
Ridiculous.
ignorance. But I profess ignorance. This is the second hit I'm doing today, and the other person made a joke with the Canadian curling controversy. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'll be totally honest, but I'm glad if Canada
He's
won.
pleading the fifth. He's
Yeah,
pleading the fifth.
Wow, that's
for
that's
Canadian, yeah.
very convenient of you, Adnan, to not know.
Yeah, I'll look this story up afterwards. But give me the basis. Canada cheated and we won. Is that what happened? The curling.
They double touched the hammer past a certain line, and then
Oh,
like Sweden started yelling at them, and it's this whole thing. And I'm gonna pretend like I know the rules of curling, but I don't. But let's
Yeah,
keep
you can't
going.
double touch after the hog line.
I
Everybody
mean,
knows that.
but it's funny when I worked my first job at TSN behind the scenes, they had to teach me about curling. So to this day, I don't know hogline, but I remember the 4 foot, the 8 foot, draw the button, the hit and stick. Like I know some of these terms. So when
Yeah.
Laura and you were saying them, they started to come back. But I can't profess to being a real expert in double touching the hammer, which sounds like it would be a felony in some states.
I would say so. I would say so. I mean, that comes with some significant time. Before I run off, I want to say, first of all, happy baseball season.
Yeah, can't
Um,
wait.
are you still in that swing of things? Are you doing more NHL stuff? What's going on?
No, it's all baseball this month actually because the NHL is on the Olympic break. So NHL I'm
Right.
only doing one show a day. So Jameson Coyle's got that unlocked. Normally I travel for Amazon Prime. Every Sunday night I go to somewhere in Canada, but there's obviously no hockey right now, so I'm not doing that. So it's all baseball. Me and Dan Plesac. I got 4 MLB tonights this week. I got 5 next week. We sent down our great reporters like yourself are down there enjoying the sun. So Morosi, Heyman, Robert Flores, Sierra Santos, Jake Peavy, they're all filing back information. I get to be the guy sitting in studio watching it all unfold. So I'm thrilled that baseball's back.
Yeah, this is both the best and worst time of year. I was telling Cole before, I'm here till March 14th. Port St. Lucie is an experience.
Yeah, it's a great point, Laura, because people ask me, they're like, oh man, too bad you didn't get to go to spring training. I said, I'll be honest with you. It's great to get to go because, of course, you're getting 75 and sunny versus 40 degrees here. But to your point, it does become like Groundhog Day. There's not a whole lot to do in those places aside from the baseball. The players are accessible, which is good and generally amenable, but they're not like thrilled to see you. It is still
Wow.
being a major leaguers. You still have to go in there and do the whole, as they say, dog and whistle pony show. So yeah, I'm with you. Spring training I think is great for 3 or 4 days. When you say like a month of spring training, even I think that's way too long.
No. And on that note, gentlemen, I'm going to run down because Carlos Mendoza is having his press conference.
Amazing. 5 good minutes. We had Carlos Mendoza on last week. Tell him I said hi. He was great with me and Dan Plesac.
I will. All right, guys, enjoy nerding out without me. I'm only slightly jealous.
All right.
Great stuff, Laura. Good to see you. Take
See
care.
ya.
Bye.
All right, Adnan.
Cool.
Let's get into it. Didn't see
Right,
you
now,
there.
now the movie. Get the cursory baseball curling conversation out of the way. Now
Love
you
it.
can
Love
nerd
it.
out. Good to see you, buddy.
Absolutely. All right, Oscars award show season full swing. Let's just start with Best Picture. What do we think? We'll kind of go down the list.
So just first thought, just with regards to nominations, one of the reasons why I think you and I love the Oscars so much and something that's so fun about it is there's always something unexpected. Like every year, I think something is so predictable. And then there's always one or two things which surprise you and grab you. It's kind of like sports. You think everything's going to go according to plan, and then one or two things surprise you on the way. So I think what's so fun for me this Oscar season is you and I watch everything. So when the nominations come out, you've seen every single movie, everything that's nominated. Yep. And there's always like one or two that I have to check off. One I'm thrilled about is I have a stretch going back to I think 2005. I've seen every movie nominated in the major categories. So picture, director, all 4 acting categories, 2 screenplay, and those are the major ones for me. 25 years it's been going. So this year I said, well, I think it's in jeopardy because I obviously stopped doing cinephile a year and a half ago. I'm not being paid to do this. I don't have to force myself to watch these movies if I don't want to, and I don't want to watch Wicked for good. So I said, I can just end this streak. I can lie to people and say I've seen everything, but I'm not going to devote 2 hours and 10 minutes of my life to watching Wicked for good. Life is too short. I saw the first one. It was fine. I
Yeah.
saw the stage show in Chicago with my wife, and I wasn't crazy about it. So it's just not my jam. I'm not disparaging it.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it.
So the number one thing I was thrilled about was Wicked for Good was completely snubbed in every major category. I was so happy. I said, "Oh my God, the Academy gods have kept my streak alive." So I've now seen every movie nominated in 15 categories. We're a month away, and I've 15 categories. Like I'm good to go.
Yeah.
International, I've seen them all. Best sound, I've seen them all. Best editing. So that's the one thing I'm thrilled about. The other thing I'm so happy about is every year there's always one surprise. And you and I are watching the actor awards, the SAG nominations that were previously called, the BAFTAs, the Writers Guild, everything. We're like, well, we pretty much got this predicted. And always there's one sneaky one. And I was thrilled the one sneaky one this year was what? Delroy Lindo getting a Best Supporting Actor nomination for Sinners. If you
Yes.
said to me, does he have a chance? I said, yeah, but I think he's running like 8th on the ballot.
Yeah.
The fact he got in again, I feel bad for Paul Mescal. I loved him in Hamnet, but I'm so happy Lindo, because I've loved him from the Spike Lee movies like Clockers and Malcolm X. So I'm really happy Lindo got in.
I know, but for this movie, like, granted, he was amazing in it and scene stealing. But of all movies that Delroy Lindo has done, this seems kind of like the most random, right?
It is.
What was the movie he did with Spike Lee where they
The one they should have been nominated for was Defy Bloods.
Yes.
He's got
That's
that
what.
whole
Yeah,
monologue in the jungle, which is unbelievable.
I
Oh my
couldn't
God.
believe he was left
Like
off the
awards
ballot for that
thing.
one.
He didn't get nominated for
but
that.
so maybe this is a makeup. Yeah, pulling for him. But to your point, what are the odds that he's going to win? Not
Yeah, Skarsgård's the favorite and supporting actor, but I got to be honest with you, man. Like maybe Lindo can pull off an upset. Like I don't think he's a beloved actor, but when you're 70 years old and been doing this for a long time, people do know your name and face. Now Skarsgård's obviously a well-known actor. He's probably 66.
Yeah.
And foreign films he's done a lot. But I'm like, that's the one category. If there was to be an upset, that might be the one. But
Yeah, nobody had Mikey Madsen winning last year.
I'm saying. So there's always going to be at least one upset. Anyways, back to your question.
Sure.
Picture, it's a wrap. It's one battle after another. I hope it's an upset just to make things fun for guys like you and me. I'd love to see Hamnet sneak in there, but I think it's going to be one battle after another.
I mean, Marty Supreme was really good after I saw that. I wasn't so sure if one battle is going to be a lock, but I do think it's going to win. But Marty Supreme was really, really good. I mean, it's a pretty strong category overall, I feel like.
Yeah, I think I sent you my top 10. My number one movie of the year was obviously Mr. Scorsese, the 5-part, 4.5-hour Apple TV Plus documentary on Marty. Number two was just an accident, the great Jafar Panahi film. I've always been guilty of having a preference for these great Iranian movies going back to Abbas Kiarostami, and Panahi's been a great Iranian filmmaker for a long time. The film got not only nominated for Best International Feature Film, it's also for Best Original Screenplay, which I'm thrilled by. I really wanted him to get on Director. That was the one I was probably the most upset by. He did not get nominated for Best Director. And Joaquin Trier got in for Sentimental Value, which I got to be honest with you, I'm not as thrilled as most people, but regardless, I want Panahi to win. But the news that I'm the most happiest about is that P.T. Anderson's finally going to win an Oscar. I mean, he's one of the best directors of our era. And I love There Will Be Blood. I love Magnolia. I love Boogie Nights. The fact
I mean, There Will Be Blood might be the best movie
of the last 25 years. Yeah, this century.
It's a masterpiece.
Absolutely. So one battle after another, I liked. I didn't love it. I like his other movies more. Like if you said to me P.T. Anderson catalog, again, I'd go There Will Be Blood. I'd go Boogie Nights. I'd go Magnolia. I might go The Master. I love Phantom Thread's a great film. And I got one battle after another 6. I liked it a lot. It was just more commercial compared to his other movies. But it certainly was idiosyncratic, certainly had its moments. Obviously, it's a great cast. Tiana Taylor's probably going to win the Oscar for supporting actress. I love Sean Penn, balls to the wall. Leo Plaintiff Stoner's having a good time. And in terms of directing, I thought that final sequence is amazing. That final 20 minutes on the highway of the up and down hills. That was like uniquely
unlike
shot.
anything I've ever seen before. And it's just fun. Like he finds those little niches that nobody else can see, and it's like, let's take this remote road in the desert and let's make it interesting. And you're like,
it's
holy.
Right. No, it's just it's like he knows like I'm making a commercial blockbuster movie, but how can I do it with my own touches? Right. So I know what I'm making is a revolutionary film. It's guerrilla tactics, and it's the daughter's going to say the day, but how can I do this differently? And you're right. He'll do that the way it's shot with his sense of humor and just
100%
touches he puts in that movie.
If I'm putting him, I think it's one battle, Marty Supreme. I really liked Begonia.
Yeah.
And I could make an argument for Frankenstein. I don't. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I liked it. These films to me, I get tired of the lack of originality. Like, how many more Frankensteins do I have to see? Like,
that's true. Yeah.
Original,
but Guillermo del Toro loves his monsters.
Exactly, and I love Guillermo del Toro because he's such a passionate director, and one of my sons is really big into monsters and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I always tell my son, Dean, I'm like, listen, Guillermo del Toro was obsessed with monsters, and one day became this very rich, famous guy who wins Oscars. So one day you can be that guy too. So Guillermo del Toro is like the face of anybody who supports like freaks and weirdos and all that kind of stuff. And
totally,
there's certainly his most personal film in many ways. But I just thought story-wise, like, okay, seen it, done it. Was happy Lordy got nominated. I thought he did a great job as the creature. And you're right, Del Toro shoots a lot of his stuff without CGI. It's all natural, which I do like. His movies look good. Christoph Waltz earning a paycheck. But yeah,
Yeah.
I thought of the movies, like It Was Just an Accident was my favorite movie of the year, not named Mr. Scorsese, but Marty Supreme was a close second. Like I thought Marty Supreme was, if you said to me, just watch one movie this year, I'd tell you to watch Marty Supreme because I think it's so exhilarating and it's really tough to make a movie like that. Like it's going to set a record. It's going to be the most popular A24 film ever, which is amazing. It's why Chalamet was everywhere trying to promote this movie. Had a budget of between 60 and 70 million dollars, and it's going to make 150 million dollars worldwide, which is a massive hit for A24. Like it's great news for them. They spent a lot on this for an independent studio. But it's an original movie. You don't get 150 million dollar movies these days about a ping pong artist in 1950s New York.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's such a unique movie.
Yeah.
My dear friend Ben Lyons, who is a much better version of me because he loves movies and sports like us, he actually is one of the people who didn't like it. I remember he texted me afterwards. We got to talk Marty Supreme, and later he sent me his top 10. He's really pulling for Train Dreams. He was his favorite.
So
movie.
I was going to get to that. The Marty Supreme thing, I can see it because
because it's a guy just who's abusive towards women. He goes, like,
yeah, like the Safdie brothers antagonists aren't great. I mean, going back to Good Times, you know, not a great person. Uncut Gems, not a great person. Marty Supreme, not a great person. So maybe when they finally get like a nice protagonist as a lead, which I don't know will ever happen, but then people might attach themselves to those movies a little bit more.
Yeah, that was Ben's issue with it. He goes, listen, they're great guys. He knows them. And he says, I hang out with Josh Safdie. I see him having a cigarette after a Knicks game, so I'll look that a little bit. And he goes, he's a great dude. And I've met Benny before, actually, because Ben and I went and saw Uncut Gems at the previous screening in L.A. years ago.
Yeah.
And he's a great guy as well. But, yeah, he goes, I can't get behind a movie where the guy's literally treating his pregnant wife like crap. Because
Awful. But still really well done. I was, you know, the great thing about that movie and the discourse that we're having is like you want to root for the guy, but you kind of don't. But then in the end, you kind of do. So it offers
my
that
favorite
awesome...
scene is when Tim Leary gives him that spanking. I thought that was great because it was well coming.
I mean, he basically played himself in that movie, but yeah.
Here's the thing: I don't know anything about Shark Tank. I've never seen.
Okay, yeah,
I've heard the name and that's it. I know it's about whatever business.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've never seen this guy before, so I thought he was awesome. I was like, well, he's the guy from Shark Tank. I go, well, news to me. I thought he was great. They go, well, he's just playing himself. I go, well, he's fabulous in the movie. So
yeah, very carnivorous capitalism, I would say. Great, you know, top tier investor. Train Dreams. Cinematography?
Amazing. Malika.
Yeah, I think that should win. Beautifully shot film. I didn't know what to expect going into it. It's kind of just it's sort of a hangout film with this guy, and it just kind of is with him through his life. Sort of a tragic tale. Just a quaint story about a man in an era of time.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it. I think it's one of those movies that maybe you have to watch in the theater. I saw it on Netflix the way most people did.
Yeah.
It probably took me about 3 sittings to get through. Exactly what you just said. Bang on. It's beautifully shot. Definitely shades of Terrence Malick. Totally Clint Bentley was influenced by him. Edgerton's a good actor. I always love Playmates Macy. I was just in Minnesota there for hockey, so I rewatched Fargo last week. See one of the great performances ever. He's so funny in that movie, Jerry Lundegaard. So I've always liked Bill Macy. But yeah, I didn't think there was much of a story. As you said, I guess you're just hanging out with this character, but I wasn't really enveloped by it. I'm a little surprised Ben loved it as much as he did it. I think it's maybe if you saw it in the theater, you were enraptured by it. It was a big sensation at Sundance, but I'm okay with it being nominated for Best Picture, not being nominated for Best Actor, and it does get nominated for cinematography.
Yeah. F1. I don't know what we're doing in that category.
Yeah. Worst nomination of the year for Best Picture. Outrageous.
Yeah.
I saw it this summer only because I'm like, well, there's got to be at least one, popcorn movie you try to enjoy.
Totally.
So I saw it with my.
I think that's one for the fans, not so much the cinephiles.
But I even didn't think it was that good a blockbuster. Like I'll take it. I'll take a Mad Max Fury Road. That's a great blockbuster.
Yeah. Okay, so that was my favorite movie of 2015. Should have swept the Oscars.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take one of those. But
yeah,
it was so predictable and just so
very generic storyline. Kaczynski's a very good director. He shoots action well. I think this, the action was shot well as you come to expect it from his pictures, but everything else, it was, and like obviously Brad Pitt's going to deliver. It's good. Everything, it's good. It's not Best Picture quality.
Far from it. I thought it was the worst nomination of the day. As happy as I was for Delroy Lindo, I was the most dismayed by F1, because years from now, if they have DVDs one day, you go to a bargain bin and it'll say Oscar nominees. I'm like, what? How is that one? It was a Best Picture nominee, like just outrageous.
Yeah, and for the kids out there, DVD bins were physical,
physical media. It's making a comeback. Bill Simmons was talking about that. I think sales of DVDs are actually up because there's nerds.
Really? Oh, good. Well, I mean, it's kind of like vinyl's coming back, right? It's
correct,
like if I want to watch something and it's not streaming. High Fidelity wasn't streaming
Yeah.
on Valentine's Day. I was like with my wife. I was like, you know what, we should watch High
Yeah.
Fidelity for some reason or the
Well, the
other.
same thing happens to me. I mean, I love Giamatti. So when The Holdovers was making the rounds, I wanted to go back and watch all his movies again, and I didn't have Barney's version streaming anywhere. So I said, screw it. I'll just buy it. I'll pay $20 and buy Barney's version, which is a great movie set in Canada. It's an adaptation of a great Mordecai Richler novel. And Giamatti, when he won the Golden Globe for that movie for Best Actor, he said, I want to thank the people of Montreal, one of my favorite cities, the great city of Canada. So Barney's version is a great one. So that's why you got to have physical media still. Some of these movies aren't streaming.
I know, I know. Let's see. What else? We got yeah. And I'm looking at categories here.
It's fun. Actors Chalamet, Marty Supreme.
Yeah.
We already discussed that. Actress Jessie Buckley, unbelievable in Hamnet, one of my favorite movies of the year. Hamnet, I'm just behind Marty Supreme. I thought it was an incredible movie, totally engrossing, immersive. That's like Academy Awards type stuff. 8
Yeah.
nominations. Again, I would have liked to see Mescal nominated, but I'm thrilled Chloe Zhao gets nominated.
Yeah, yeah.
Directing and screenplay and picture. Great, great film.
We didn't like. Well, I didn't like, and The Secret Agent.
I hated it. I thought it was one of the worst movies of the year. And I'm watching it, and maybe the problem was I was watching on my laptop, Cole. So I said, okay, this is not a fair way of doing it. And then I watched the last half, like I was able to stream it on my big 100-inch television, and I was still taking a nap. So I go, I missed there's always one movie that I go, everyone loved it and I didn't, and The Secret Agent's that one for me. I just see a brooding Brazilian guy with a beard and not much happening.
I thought Wagner was good. The movie.
He won a Golden Globe. That's crazy. Like, how is he winning awards for this movie?
Yeah, the movie itself, I wasn't crazy about.
Especially if it wins over, it was just an accident. They're up for an international feature film and with sentimental value. So I'll be really upset if it wins over. It was just an accident.
Yeah. What do you think? Actress in a leading role?
That one's Buckley. Yeah, I think she's going to win for Hamnet. She's unbelievable. She
Yeah.
should win. I do think Rose Byrne was really good. If I had legs, I'd kick you. Great title, best title.
Yeah, great title. Yeah.
And I love Conan in there. He's so funny as a therapist. He's very surly and kind of
absolutely.
And she's very committed in the movie.
That was kind of a sleeper hit for me.
Dark film, but I think Buckley was just. I mean, the scene when she loses the kid and then later on confronts.
Oh man,
it's
tremendous. Hamnet. I think a lot of it got good press. I don't know if it was marketed well because I feel like a lot of people hadn't heard of it. But then after they see it, they're like, "Wow, that film it's an incredible piece."
Word of mouth is high, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Kate Hudson got a nomination for Song Sung Blue.
Totally unexpected that the movie was really good. My buddy,
You
John
told me you had no interest in seeing it.
Correct. John Forsland, who's the voice of Prime Monday Night Hockey, he's telling me, and I go, John, I have no interest in this movie. He's like, no, it was great. It was really well done. I said, all right. And then I was like, well, it might get nominated. So again, like you, I like to get my work done before the Oscars. Like I'm just an eager beaver. So I said, let me watch it. I watched it like, I don't know, January 4th or something, like on a midday matinee. Loved it. And I was pleasantly surprised. I said, I have no interest in Neil Diamond. Aside from Sweet Caroline, which I don't like because of its association with the Red Sox.
Right.
And I like the actors. And then actually, E.J. Raddick was also who texted me. He goes, no, you got to watch it. I go, why? He goes, well, there's actors you like. I said, who? He goes, Imperioli. I go, I do love it. I go, he's in it? He plays Buddy Holly. I go, all right, fine. I'll watch it for Michael Imperioli. You sold me because of my love for The Sopranos.
There
and
you
I
go.
was pleasantly surprised. I thought it was really well written. Craig Brewer's a great director. Obviously, excellent flow. He knows his way around musical biopics. What hooked me is the first hour I thought was light and frothy, and then once it takes that twist, which I did not see coming,
right,
an unexpected dramatic turn. And Hudson was terrific. I was really happy she got nominated. That was one of my more pleasant surprises of the year. I thought there's no way I'm going to like this movie. I've seen it before, but to me it was like a more diluted, watered down, walk the line, but still very good. And I thought, speaking of Valentine's Day, one of my favorite scenes of the year is before they're about to perform their big finale. And when Hugh Jackman stops her and just tells her how much he loves her, like I said, that was such a great scene. It was so well acted. Hugh Jackman's such a great song and dance man.
Absolutely. He killed the Pearl Jam, the Eddie Vedder sequence in that movie.
Well, I thought that guy was brutal. Like I didn't think he was a very Eddie Vedder, but you're right. The story was interesting. Like one of my best friends is a gigantic Pearl Jam fan. He's seen Pearl Jam 27 times. I like Pearl Jam too. I haven't seen them 27 times. And I was like, bro, I had no idea Eddie Vedder. And even the way he delivers that line, who doesn't love Neil Diamond? I just thought the guy was poorly cast, but you're right. That story of Eddie Vedder and Pearl Jam actually being associated with
well, Tony Bennett's opening for the Chili Peppers. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. So my mom ended up seeing that movie like 3 times. That's how much she loved it.
I was about to say, well, that's when Forrest said it to me. I go, John, you're a 64-year-old, white guy from New England. Of course you're going to like this movie. But then I was surprised. A 47-year-old Pakistani Canadian also enjoyed it as well. So Song Sung Blue, well done.
Absolutely. Actress in a supporting role. Who do we like?
Tiana Taylor's going to win for One Battle After Another. Again, fierce, ferocious performance. That movie's going to win something for acting. I don't think Leo wins for acting. I don't think Sean Penn or Benicio del Toro wins for supporting acting.
Oh, Benicio is so good.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, maybe there's an upside. Again, I don't think Skarsgård's an overwhelming favorite. Like, I don't think he's beloved by the Academy. Penn would be 3 Oscars, which is pretty insane.
Yeah.
Del Toro would win his second, and who knows? Maybe our boy
Traffic was the first one, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Way back when.
It's been 25 years. So.
Jeez.
Yeah, but Tiana Taylor, I got winning for supporting.
I thought Amy Madigan was really good at Weapons too, though.
That might be an upset, actually. Maybe that's the one because you know, career lifetime achievement. She's great in Field of Dreams. She's been around a long time. And you're right, Weapons again. I was like, casually interested in seeing it, and I thought she was the best part of the movie.
Animated feature.
I haven't looked at it yet. I would probably say K-pop, Demon Hunters. I don't know what.
Yeah. I think that's the.
I see Arco and Arco's up for it. Those are the ones. Yeah.
I'm really happy casting is getting a light shined on it this year. For an Academy and Achievement in casting.
Yeah, I mean casting for years. I had on. I think it was Ellen Lewis years ago on Cinephile, and I said to her, "How do they not have an award?" She's like, "I don't know." I'm like, that's insane. So I'm glad you're right. They finally rectified that.
Robert Redford was pushing for it. There's a documentary about some famous casting director back in the day, but anyway, he was pushing for that for the longest time. So I'm glad it finally.
By the way, final Sundance in Utah. Just a great tribute to Redford. Ben Lyons was telling me, love Redford. Obviously great. All Is Lost, one of the great movies in the last 20 years.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can't believe nothing happened with that.
Never got an Oscar nomination. Never won an Oscar for acting. Robert Redford. He won for directing Ordinary People, but never won an Oscar for acting. And wasn't even nominated for All Is Lost.
It's crazy. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go check it out.
I just looked up quickly. Animated feature. K-pop is the favorite. 92% are currently on goldderby.com. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. Let's see.
I did like Zootopia too, though.
Yeah, cinematography. I think Train Dreams, Adolfo Veloso, in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done. I'd have to actually look it up who actually is the favorite right now. But yeah, I mean, that was definitely the strength. Sinners right now is the favorite for cinematography.
Oh, right. That's another fantastic. Directing. Who do we like?
P.T. Anderson.
P.T. Anderson. Right. Documentary. I mean, there's a documentary I don't think I saw, and then we can jump to editing in a sec.
Yeah. I've seen pretty much all of them. They're all incredibly depressing. So if you feel happy about life right now, I recommend you go watch The Perfect Neighbor. You realize how screwed up race relations are in this country.
Oh, God.
If you're still feeling good about life, go watch The Alabama Solution. Even more.
Right.
Perfect Neighbor is about a white woman who just takes dead aim at a black neighbor because she's just old and cranky.
Oh, yes. Okay. I did.
That's on Netflix. The Alabama Solution, the great director Andrew Jarecki. That's how screwed up our penal system is. Basically, every black man is incarcerated in Alabama and treated like crap. Those are the top 2 movies. I think it's going to be The Perfect Neighbor. Mr. Nobody Against Putin is basically lighthearted by comparison. It's about a teacher who's in Ukraine who's anti-Putin, but he'll probably get murdered at some point.
Right. I saw the nomination. It's TBD. Are they hiding?
They're terrified. They don't announce who it is.
Yeah, they're hiding the producers.
Kill him.
Right.
Come See Me in the Good Lights on Apple TV Plus. It's okay. Lesbian woman dying of cancer. I watched about 20 minutes. That was enough for me. And then Cutting Through Rocks is not streaming anywhere. I can't find it. So Perfect Neighbor, Alabama Solution.
Got it. Last kind of big, film editing.
Yeah. Editing for years, as you know, used to be the indicator of what would win Best Picture. For years, it would always line up. It was editing, you'd win picture. That has now gone away. So editing is not nearly as influential as it used to be. It used to be one of those categories, below the line, whoever gets editing, they're going to win. But I think it'll be one battle after another. But F1 was really well edited. I'll say that.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why do you ever think we're going to get a Best Picture that's a comedy? Because it seems like never, right?
I wish. Listen, you and I love to laugh. I love a good comedy, but never. The way the Oscars have been, they always treat serious movies, dramatic movies that way. It'll only ever be like a comedy which has drama, like an Anora. Like Anora is really funny, but the last scene is devastating. I mean, it's not a Will Ferrell movie. So you're never going to get, it'll be like a Woody Allen movie, something like that. Maybe like a Noah Baumbach film, like, something which has humor in it, but it still has dramatic moments. You'll never get an out-and-out comedy winning Best Picture.
Yeah,
ever.
The Oscars is all about the drama for sure. Are you a James Bond guy?
Not particularly. I mean, I'll watch them, but I'm not.
Okay, I just didn't know if you had an opinion on who might the next one be. Are you a Rewatchables guy, Bill Simmons pod?
I do. I listen to it quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, they're doing GoldenEye tomorrow, which is my all-time favorite Bond film, and
wow.
I'm afraid they're going to screw it up.
I just did Ace Ventura, which was hysterical.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura, which is obviously a great movie. At times they're pointing out the plot holes and issues, and Bill's like, well, it's not a good movie, but it's obviously a classic movie. And the way that Carrie's taking the chances in that movie, it's true. The fact he only got paid $350,000 for that movie, but then it obviously launched his career. Amazing. I do remember Siskel and Ebert absolutely crapping on that movie.
Yeah, and I think they read the review of that, and Ebert was like, if you're laughing at this movie, I understand why. I just don't.
Yeah. If you're a 12-year-old kid, it's great. But like,
Yeah.
was a 46-year-old white man from Chicago. He's not going to like this movie.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Especially he's knocking it out of his ass. I mean, that was unbelievable.
I miss those kind of critics. You know, we don't have that the Gene Siskel or the Roger. Yeah, yeah. The documentary back in the day was also amazing.
Excellent.
Really loved it. Adnan Virk, thank you so much for your time. Pick up his book, Cinephile. It's out now. I'm going to read this as I promised on my honeymoon in August. So, yeah.
I was going to say, I appreciate you always, Cole. Thank you for having me. Thank you to Lori, even though she's talking to Carlos Mendoza. And speaking of books and honeymoons, the great Jason Stark, one of my favorite baseball writers, when I met him, I told him I read his book on my honeymoon back in 2007 when my wife and I went to Italy. So that's a nice way of paying it forward if you'll do that for me.
Absolutely, 100%. I did have we talked a little bit about the holdovers. My buddy wrote a play last summer, and Dominic Sessa was in it, and we got to hang out afterwards, and he was in the midst of shooting or he had just wrapped Now You See Me, Now You Don't, like the third installment of that franchise, which I never saw any of those movies. But Jesse Eisenberg taught him some magic tricks. So he was playing, he was doing like sleight of hand magic tricks for us on this deck afterwards. Yeah, it was really cool. I can't
wait to watch the holdovers again and picture Dominic Sessa.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he knows his and they were like gold plated cards. It was like this expensive deck of cards that Jesse Eisenberg gave him. It was incredible.
That's awesome.
But the magic he was doing was awesome. Adnan, thanks so much. What are my Cardinals gonna do? I mean the strip down and the rebuild. You know, are we on our way though? That's all I want to know. Are we on our way?
I don't feel great about it. You strip down your guys. I don't know if you have any aspects of. I mean, it's going to be a 100-loss season potentially, maybe 67, 95.
But at least we have a direction. When Heimblum came in and got Arenado the contract.
Do you think like he's the guy? Like that's my concern. Right? He's done a good job of getting rid of everybody, but is he actually the guy who can build a winner?
Donovan, the Brendan Donovan trade. I think we got a little bit of a haul back. Hopefully, I don't know. I mean, now the Mariners are set up for success. So
he did get rid of Arenado. Well, listen, I've always loved Fears, but he's no longer the guy he once was. He's a subpar offensive player, and his defense isn't even that great anymore. So you're right. He is trying to clean the deck. Whether or not he can build it up again, I'm not sure. Cubs are going to easily, though.
The Cubs are NL Central?
I think so. Cubs and then Blues will be quick.
Hate to hear it. All right. Adnan, thanks so much. Good luck to Team Canada. My boy Benner. We'll see. It seems like them and USA are probably on a collision course again. So we'll see what happens.
Should be fun. I mean, if it's anywhere as good as the Four Nations, we're in for a real treat.
Absolutely. Take care, Adnan. Thank you so much.